So we are talking about Star Wars Attack of the Clones. Now, the first thing that I'd like to bring up that is it just caught my attention right away is that Natalie Portman is a lot better in this movie.
Yeah, she is.
It I mean, last time she played two parts and she played both parts terribly.
Hmm.
And that was just a lot better. And the whole dynamic between her and Hayden Christensen, it just it was bad. You
Yeah,
agree,
it was.
you agreed with that. We were
Yeah,
talking
the
earlier.
chemistry was horrible. The actors don't have any chemistry together. I
No,
don't buy into the relationship at all. It's all moved really quick too. Like they meet, well, they met in the previous film, but they haven't seen each other since then. And they get married at the end of this one, and throughout the entire film, Hayden Christensen's character Anakin is just a total creep around
yeah.
her. It's just bad.
Towards the middle of the film, um, he does like this weird poetry thing, and
Oh,
like it's it's like I ache for you, and it's
oh
terrible.
no.
You know,
Isn't that by the fire when they're like sitting by the fire or whatever? And
yes, that's when they're by the fire. It's awful.
yeah,
Um, it's
his
so bad.
line
I hate it
delivery is
so
bad.
much. And like I get that like who's the one that wants Obi-Wan dead? Django and like
Um, Django Fett or no Django no.
Django wants Obi-Wan dead. And then like towards the end, like the clones come in and the clones are like on the good side, right? But
Yeah.
every other film tells us that the clones are bad.
Oh no, not that. They're good in this film, and then in Episode 3, Palpatine. There's like something built into them where Palpatine orders 66, execute order 66. Then they turn bad. That's
Right.
how they're built. Like the Jedi don't know that. Not even the clones are supposed to know that until it actually happens.
Right.
So, you
And
know,
speaking of the clones, Jango, that all comes around. They all originate from Jango Fett.
yeah.
And Jango Fett thinks, "Oh, I'll have a kid to raise on my own," and I hate that kid so much.
He's a
Just
bad child
the
actor.
little, I don't care. The little mannerisms that he does, it they upset me. It's so annoying, and I hate it. And
Yeah. I see what you're talking about.
Django dies, and I'm a little happy because the kid is sad, and because the kid doesn't deserve to be happy.
Oh, it's Boba Fett. That's Boba Fett. You keep on calling him the kid, but it's Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. You know what?
But yeah, I see what you're saying. I used to think the same thing, kinda. I never could describe it. It was something towards that kid. He's just bad, but like you said, the line delivery and what he says and what he's doing, it's
Yeah, it just sucks.
his little quirks.
Right. The last thing I wrote down is that Ewan McGregor is really good in this film.
Yeah, he's a lot better. I like his little, his quirky dialogue or his line delivery, something about that. He's
Right.
a character to watch.
One thing I really like was the that big. Well, there's a couple end battles, but the big one where um Anakin, Padme, and Obi Wan in the are all in the arena or
Yeah,
whatever. Are gonna get killed.
yeah.
Then all the Jedi show up, and then um, there's a big old battle. And then I like that little C-3PO. You know,
The
the
joke with
C-3PO
him. Yeah.
C-3PO head on droid body, and then droid head on C-3PO body. I think that's really funny. I think that's a better way to do comic relief than to add an unnecessary, unwanted character.
Yep. Yep. And I'm happy that they reduced Jar Jar Binks' role so much in this film.
Yeah, he imagine making like Jar Jar Binks a senator. Like, oh yeah, you're a Gungan. You know nothing about us, but I'll make you a senator. Right
Yeah,
at the beginning of the film. There's no there's no transition to where Jar Jar Binks knows about, you know, uh, about
yeah,
the about Padme's like community or anything.
yeah. He knows nothing about politics in like the first film, but now he's a
Now he's a
politician.
senator.
He's
That's like that's like making a businessman a president.
jeez. All right. There's a couple things I have written down here that I don't think you brought up. Christopher Lee in this film is like one of the main villains, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't show up till like halfway through the film, though. I feel like we should have been introduced to him in the first act.
Yeah, that's a good point. We don't really know. Well, no, it's because there's kind of two villains. There's like
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
there's Django, right?
yeah,
We kind of don't like Django in the beginning, and we
yeah,
don't like Django throughout the whole movie. But we really don't like Django in the beginning,
yeah,
and that happens, and then we're introduced to Christopher Lee, and then the two stories combine.
yeah. What
Right?
did you think of his character? Because I think he's one of the best characters in the film. Just because he's I don't know, it's Christopher Lee. He's a fun person to watch.
I think the way Christopher Lee portrayed Count Dooku is really good.
Yeah,
Making Count Dooku a good character. I think if you put somebody else in that role, then I think it's I think it would have been lacking. I think Christopher Lee did a really good job playing Count Dooku.
yeah,
So I think I see your point there.
yeah.
I think it is good.
There's another thing I want to talk to you about. So the third act, there's that lightsaber fight between Yoda, Count Dooku, Obi-Wan, and Anakin are there too. A lot
Mhm.
of people don't like that fight. Some people like it. What did you think of that?
I I don't know. I think it was weird when like I thought Yoda was on a completely different planet. To be honest, I thought he was. I don't know when they all got together because in that film they're all still like in that Senate room or not Senate room, the council. You know,
Yeah, the Jedi Council.
they're on the council, and I don't know when they kind of showed up.
Oh,
Like I think the meeting, I think the writing of the meeting, I think that doesn't make a lot of sense. I think it kind of just happened and it was kind of forced. But I think the pew pew lightsaber, yay! I think that was kind of just to please the audience a little bit.
well, it's kind of explained earlier on in the movie before that arena fight. Yoda and Windu are talking to each other, and Yoda's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Kamino and look at the clone army." And then Windu's like, "Oh, I'm gonna gather all the Jedi and go to Geonosis." And they kind of meet there together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that third act fight, I thought when Anakin and Dooku are fighting, it's just a really the camera movements, especially like the way the camera is set up. Like when they knock out the power, the camera's like close up on their faces. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you got to think it's what is it, 2001, 2002?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
I don't know. It's hard to watch, honestly.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, the ones in the 70s and the 80s were like, they're fun because they're quirky, but they also like they work, you
yeah,
know. But I don't know. It's just it's hard to watch just as a film as a whole. Like I don't know. I thought the plot. I think it was better. I think it was better than the first one. I give it
yeah.
a
Well,
rating than the first one. I give it like a 5.
yeah.
What do
I
you?
thought the story in this one first act, the story moved along pretty well. In the second act, it slowed down just a little bit. In the third act, it picked up again,
Hmm.
which is pretty much the exact opposite of the first one because the first one was so slow.
Well, I think the movie went along fine in the first act, and then in the second act, like we were saying earlier, just crash landed and just started. It was just terrible. It was so slow. I called you. It's like, oh my god, when is this movie gonna pick up? And then it kind of went up at the
Yeah.
end. But yeah, I give it a 5. What do you give it?
Oh, I think I gave the Phantom Menace a 4 or a 3 or 4. I think I'd give this one, yeah, a 5.
Yeah.
It's just a bit better. It's not the best, but it's better than the Phantom Menace for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
All right, that's just 11 minutes. All right. Good, good talk.
yeah.
I will. We can.
We'll
We
watch Revenge of the Sith later, and then we'll
yeah.
talk.
We can watch sometime later.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
All right, talk to you later.